Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Bill. If not, thanks for coming back. I have been putting this off for a while. I was going to change the mirror on the b.a.r car. Bottom of it is broken. We can't turn it in or anything like that. It hasn't been a real big priority, I guess, but I suppose neither was the airbag delete, but I guess it is what it is. I got some time today. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna chuck this mirror on here. I did end up pulling one off of white rice when I took it all apart, so I figured I might as well use it before I just go ahead and chuck it upstairs with the rest of the parts bin. So I figured I'd throw a little video here together, show you guys how to take the door panel off, because realistically, changing the mirror is not a hard job. Getting the door panel off is the absolute hardest part of this whole process, in my opinion. Getting the clips out of the door itself, unhooking the rods for the lock and the door handle. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. You can use this if you're changing a mirror, if you're changing a window regulator. I mean, pretty much anything you gotta do if you gotta pull the door panel off. If you wanna change a speaker, you could follow this process too. I mean, it's all the same. If you got a stuck, you know, or a broken push rod or something where your handle doesn't work and it's just kind of floppy, I mean, you could take that apart and find out what's going on there too. So this is gonna be the removable for the door panel, and I'll show you guys how to go ahead and pull the mirror too. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get right after it. The tools you're gonna need are a Phillips bit for the screw that's in here. There's a screw that's behind the door pan or the door handle here, and there's another one inside of the pull handle. And I also use a flathead screwdriver. It's a pocket screwdriver because it's got a magnet on the tip of it. That way when I'm pulling the screws out, I can use the magnet to actually grab them and slip them out and pull them out of the door or the door panel. It's easier to deal with that way. Also the flat spot of it, or if you use a pick, I guess you can use that too. There's a little cover behind the door handle that you got to pop out. Now it only goes out one way, and if you look at the door handle, I don't know if the camera's going to be able to pick it up, but there's a little pocket. You can see where they made it, or they cast it into the handle when they molded the plastic here, where you can actually use the tool because it pops out this way, and the driver's side also pops out backwards, because there's a little couple arms that hold it in to keep it from popping out. And if it does pull out, I'll show you guys how that is. But all you really got to do is you just get your flathead screwdriver or pick or whatever, get behind it, and then pop it out. And then right there, the arms that I was talking about that hold this piece in, they're just little plastic arms. It's really easy to pull it out. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could, but there's really no need to. So sorry if the camera's a little crooked. I'm trying to set it up on the seat here. Go ahead and pull your screws. The other one in the handle here. That one sometimes does stick to the bit. Like I said, I use the magnet on the pocket screwdriver here. I use that to pull these out. Makes that job easy. And then you want to get your switch out. Makes it a little bit easier to work with. You're not going to see me do this in the video. I'm just going to cut this in here at the beginning if I can find my trim tool. Because I just unplug it with it on the door panel. Some people, it does make it easier to get it out of the way this way. So it's got 4 tabs that hold it in. There's one here, there's 2 back here. And you just basically get your tool underneath, or flathead screwdriver or something, wrap it with a towel if you're scared of nicking it up, and then you just twist it away. You get a couple of them out, you get under the last one, put your finger in there, pick it up, and then you got your connector. Squeeze the tab, pull it off, good to go. You got a trim tool or a pocket screwdriver or a mason spreader, and then what you got to do with that is it's easier to start working from the door handle here, or the door pocket, because it's a good spot for you to actually grab it and get a good grip on it. And what I like to do is I'll try and sneak the tool in somewhere right around here, put your foot against the door, and then I grab the pocket and I pull against it a little bit so I can slip the tool in here without gouging the hell out of the paint, and then you just kind of pull back. It breaks a lot of those clips right free, and then you kind of just work your way around. So it goes up over the top of the door. So what you got to do is you're supposed to start from the bottom and work your way up. And I did forget to pull the switch right away. You can do that now, or you can do that once you get to this point. It's up to you. Because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to unplug it with it in. But I can show you guys how to pop that out real quick once I get it in my hands. The driver's side will have an extra connector on it because of the 2 windows, not just the one. And I'll show you guys here with the push rods for the latch. Try and balance this here real quick. So these clips, they spin on and they lock, and then the rod where it bends here goes through a hole. So all you gotta do is you push on it and you break it free this way, and then you just slip the rod right out of that clip. And then you do the same thing on the bottom. So you can see how the open side is on panel side, so you want to push away from the panel. Get that clip off the rod, spin it so it's out of the way, slip the rod out, and you're good to go. Now for the electrical connectors, I do have another door panel here that doesn't have the switch in it, but I could show you that. For the lock, all you got to do is you can use your fingernails or a screwdriver or something if your fingernails aren't long enough, and you pull out on the connector, you just get it past that lock, slip it out, no big deal. Now while you got this apart, if this is a different one, that one's already done, but while you got this apart, if you do end up breaking one of your clips and it's one of the corner ones, what you can do is you could take, so like this holds the top, middle and bottom. You don't really want to steal from this side. These just hold the perimeter barely. So what I did is, because there's one here, and there's two here, is this one was broke on another one that I did. So I just took and I swapped them, because it's gonna hold it tight here. It's gonna hold it tight here. The door panel is held in by the screw, or by the, oh man, I'm an idiot. By the door handle here, there's a screw. There's another screw here in this spot. So the integrity is gonna be there with what's left. So like I said, if you break any of them, I would probably swap one of these two to whichever one you break. Hopefully you don't break more than one. I guess if you do, then you would probably want to just take one to the parts store and get a different one. They do come out easy if you ever had to get a replacement one. So you can just grab it, twist it, pull it straight down. This is what it's gonna look like. Just take this piece to the parts store with you. They'll match one up. And then when you're ready to put it back in, you just line it back up. All it is a little cut. Line it up. That's it. Pretty easy to work with. So once we get to that point, if you're gonna change the mirror, then you just, there's a same thing on the connector. On the back, it's got a retainer. So you squeeze that bit, and you just pull it back. You gotta get the wire out of the door. And then there's 3 8mm screws. There's one here, and one here. You pull those guys off, you basically just shoot the mirror right off of here. So make that quick. And then it's got a little bit of a seal. It's got some double-sided stuff on it, so it does stick. So all you got to pretty much do is put a little pressure against it. Wobble back and forth, it will come free. And then pull straight out, because you don't want to drag these across the paint and get it all up. Just make sure if the mirror you're putting on has a gasket, that you take all the old gasket off. Put the wire back through. Line your studs up. Got the nuts. Hook everything back up. And then before I put everything back together, I like to test it, make sure it works. That way I'm not trying to mess around and pull all this back apart. In, out, up, down. We're good to go. Works for me. Okay, now here's where the fun part is trying to get these rods to go back in to the door. I hope you guys can see this. It's not the easiest thing to do, but this is also not sticking up there. All the stuff is worn off of it, so apparently this has been off a couple of times. We can assume that. I should get some tape for it. Fuck it. So pretty much all you gotta do is the one that goes through the bottom is for the handle itself. So you spin the clip out, line it up to the hole, push the rod through, spin it back on. And actually, now that I got the bottom one on, it'll help support the door pad. I can show you guys with the top. A little bit easier. So, like I said, you want to spin it over, get it out of the way, just enough. And then then you want to start the rod through the hole. Oh, not really good left-handed, am I? Come on. Really? I'm gonna switch up. Makes a difference here. Yeah, this ain't working too good. Hold on a second there. So you get the rod in there and then you just spin it back. Lock it on. And that's it. And then so what I'm gonna do is, because I took the switch out, make sure that your wires aren't gonna be pulled down. And then you pretty much just gotta get this lip of the door pad over top of this, because that's where that's gonna sit. So I'm gonna see if you guys can see it from here. Yeah, it won't like it. Well, hopefully you can see what I do. So basically just get it started over the top, push it down, and then start lining the rest up and it'll snap in. You put the switch back in. Oh, I didn't plug in my lock switch. I forgot about that, so got myself in the foot. So now that I got the switch plugged in, just plug your switch in here, and then it's got these 3 tabs, or 4 tabs I guess, that it locks down in, so you just kind of set it flat. And then that's in. So, we're back together. And now, you just got to do the 3 screws. So you got your one on the panel here. Oop. Drop it. Good place to drop it in the grass. You don't want to over tighten them. They do strip easy because it's just threading into plastic. It's not grabbing anything too crazy. At least I know where that one went. Let's see if I can do this here. There we go. I was trying to do it with one hand so I could show you guys how it goes, but it's being a real pain in the ass. You got your last one on the handle. This one does thread into metal. That's it, guys. That's the whole process. Pretty easy. Said I got camera time. I got 16 minutes, but that was me going inside to get my drill that I forgot and grabbing the keys that I didn't bring out. So thanks for checking in with us today, guys. Hopefully the wind's not muffling this mic up too bad here. It is a little breezy now that I'm done with the job here. But I do appreciate you guys checking in with me today. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave me a comment with any questions you guys might have. You guys have yourself a good one. Stay safe, stay clean, and we'll see you at the track.